But first, we want to get to our breaking news just into our newsroom. Retired United Auto Workers GM Vice President Joe Ashton is charged in connection to a bribery and kickback scandal, becoming the 13th and highest ranking person charged in a years-long corruption investigation. Let's get straight out to business editor Rod Maloney, who has been following all the twists and turns with this. Bring us up to speed on the very latest.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rhonda, here's the thing. Joe Ashton is not a known name in the city of Detroit, but he has been a very powerful guy. He was the UAW GM vice president, like you said, which put him in charge of this, the Center for Human Resources here on the Detroit River near Stroh River Place. But he also was on the VEBA board. The VEBA was the healthcare trust that was created during the bankruptcy. Very important, lots of money involved in that. And that gave him a seat on the General Motors board of directors as the union representative. But he resigned back in 2017 from the board, and there's a reason why. We found out today. It was this indictment, and also he knew this day was coming. Joe Ashton served as UAW GM vice president from 2010 to 2014. He left the GM board in 2017. He's charged in a scheme with his two closest associates, Jeffrey Peterzik, who served as co-director of the CHR with Ashton, and then Michael Grimes, Ashton's administrative assistant. Here's how the feds say the scam worked. Ashton's chiropractor had a business whom the feds are calling Vendor B. Ashton asked Vendor B to give a $250,000 loan to a construction company Ashton knew. Vendor B gave the loan. The contractor defaulted on the note. Ashton suggested, as a way to get Vendor B paid, doing a custom UAW watch contract. Profits would pay off that loan, and the contract was for just under $3 million. Ashton had Jeffrey Peterzik rig the bid on the contract for $1 million more than it was worth, and then went to Vendor B and demanded kickbacks on the watch contract. The feds now say he collected $250,000 paid over several years from Vendor B, with Vendor B driving to Ashton's home to make those payoffs. Ashton made certain Vendor B cut Grimes and Peterzik in on the deal. They both have pled guilty and are awaiting sentencing. There's no date yet set for Ashton's arraignment and expected guilty plea. Now, the United Auto Workers put out a statement just a few minutes ago saying that Joe Ashton's actions, as set forth in the government's filings, are completely inexcusable and violate the UAW's longstanding standards of conduct put in place by former leaders like Walter Reuther. General Motors also weighed in, saying that GM also put out a statement that GM is deeply disturbed by Joe Ashton's alleged criminal conduct. GM was not aware of this illegal activity until it was recently revealed by the government's investigation. Now, we're expecting to sit down with new UAW President Rory Gamble and hear what he has to say. We'll be talking to him this afternoon. We'll hear his words coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.